Nothing lasts forever. Or does it? There was a moment when that sentence first sounded wise. It probably arrived during a loss, a funeral, a breakup, a diagnosis. Someone said, "Nothing lasts forever," and it felt grounding, sober, adult, like a truth finally accepted, like something strong enough to stand on when the ground felt unstable. And yet something subtle went wrong right there, because resignation is not the same thing as clarity, and endurance is not the same thing as truth. Because if nothing lasts forever, then meaning itself is living on borrowed time. Love has an expiration date. Peace is a rental. Truth is provisional. And wisdom becomes nothing more than emotional furniture arranged to make decay more comfortable. That sentence doesn't arrive as an observation. It arrives as a conclusion, a premise quietly installed and never questioned. Everything ends. So the only remaining task, apparently, is to learn how to accept endings gracefully, to become skilled at loss, to perfect the posture of letting go. But here's the problem. Spirit never taught acceptance of loss as truth. The ego did. The ego is the only voice that needs impermanence to be ultimate, because the ego is built on time. Time is its oxygen. Beginnings and endings are its proof of existence. Expiration dates are its theology. A Course in Miracles is blunt about this. Time is a trick, a sleight of hand, a vast illusion in which figures come and go as if by magic. Time does not explain reality. It explains illusion. It's true that bodies age, objects decay, situations change, moments pass, stories come and go. But an observation about form is not a statement about truth. Change does not define reality. It describes appearances. And whatever is aware of impermanence cannot itself be impermanent in the same way. A flame does not watch itself burn. Water does not observe waves. A dream does not interpret itself while it is being dreamed. And truth does not require coping strategies. Here's a story that exposes the error without argument. Imagine sitting in a theater, watching a film. Characters are born. They struggle. They love. They lose. They suffer. They die. Nothing in the story lasts forever. Then someone leans over and whispers, "See? Nothing lasts forever." And suddenly the mistake is obvious. The screen is still there. The light is still there. The awareness watching is still there. The impermanence belongs to the images, not the source. Most spiritual advice focuses on learning how to accept the images, detach better, cling less, soften expectations, manage disappointment more skillfully, cope wisely. But peace does not come from mastering impermanence. It comes from recognizing that nothing essential was ever at risk. The ego says, "Learn to let go because everything ends." Spirit says, "There is nothing to lose because nothing real can end." Those are not two interpretations of the same truth. They are opposite directions. One teaches grief management. The other teaches identity correction. One tries to stabilize the dream. The other questions the dreamer. Yes, someone says, but kindness matters. And it does. Integrity matters. Attention matters. Gentleness matters. But not because they improve a temporary self inside a temporary world. They matter because they reflect alignment with what is changeless. They are echoes, not causes. They point, but they do not create. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. That is not poetry. That is diagnosis. Love is not precious because it fades. Love is precious because it doesn't.
Peace is not valuable because it survives loss. Peace is valuable because it does not depend on conditions at all. If nothing lasts forever, then this sentence doesn't either. Neither does the one believing it. And that should raise suspicion, not comfort. Truth does not persuade. It does not soften itself for easier digestion. It does not negotiate with time. It does not dissolve artistically at the edges. Truth simply is. And because it is, it does not need to teach acceptance of impermanence. It teaches recognition of what never changed. So what actually matters? Not learning how to love what disappears. Not perfecting the art of letting go. Not making peace with decay. What matters is recognizing that the one who thinks everything ends was mistaken about who they are. And when that recognition dawns, nothing needs to be managed anymore. No posture to maintain. No vigilance required. No countdown running in the background. Because eternity does not require coping skills. It only requires honesty. And honesty has no expiration date.